Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Imran Riaz Khan to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Imran Riaz Khan's words. First of all, we need to talk about the negotiations that have taken place between Afghanistan and Pakistan. If there is peace in Pakistan, Pakistan will progress, stability will come, life in Pakistan will improve. But if there is no peace, then nothing will work. Imran Khan had proposed a formula, and he kept saying repeatedly that you must negotiate with the government of Afghanistan. It is not necessarily with the Taliban, but whoever is in power, you will need to engage with them. Before this, Ashraf Ghani's government was in power there. During Imran Khan's tenure, he engaged with them. Before that, Karzai's government was in place, and during that time too, Pakistan had talks with them. Now, the government in Afghanistan is the Taliban's, so you must engage with them, whether you like it or not. Look at India. It had great relations with puppet governments, but today, India is also engaging with the Taliban. It is visiting them, strengthening relations, and even making investments there. Pakistan should have benefited from this. Imran Khan had pointed out in time that peace could not be achieved unless you engage with Afghanistan. But only after many lives were lost, after people were killed, and after terrorism reared its ugly head, did they realize. When many bodies fell from both sides, they finally realized that they now wanted to negotiate, but by then, the paths to negotiations were closed. Then Pakistan and Afghanistan went to others, because now a mediator was required. When you go to war, mutual trust breaks. There is no trust left between Pakistan and Afghanistan like there once was. These negotiations that are now taking place in Qatar, and which will soon take place in Istanbul, Turkey, could have happened in Islamabad or Peshawar. The discussions could have taken place there. Both sides could have met with great respect and negotiated, and perhaps there would have been more trust. But now, other parties are involved. China, other Arab states, their guarantees, Saudi Arabia's guarantee, Turkey, Qatar, and now some people are even talking about Iran getting involved. So now, consider the situation created for Pakistan, a neighboring country, a brotherly Islamic country, a country with which Pakistan played a significant role in two major wars. The Taliban, whom Pakistan itself created and trained, are now in power. Instead of listening to Pakistan and following Pakistan's lead, Pakistan has to knock on doors worldwide to engage with them. Unfortunately, Khawaja Asif made a one-sided statement. Khawaja Asif, I don't know, seems to have a habit of lying. At his age, one should avoid lying. I was reading Khawaja Asif's statement, and it is completely different from what came from Qatar. The statement from Qatar tells a different story than the one Khawaja Asif gave. Khawaja Asif's one-sided claim is that Afghanistan will no longer infiltrate Pakistan, will not facilitate terrorists, and all these things he is saying in his tweet. But the statement from Qatar suggests that it was a bilateral matter. As I had mentioned earlier, Afghanistan also has problems with Daesh. Afghanistan repeatedly says that there are Daesh hideouts in Pakistan, from where people come to destabilize the Afghan Taliban government and carry out attacks. Similarly, Pakistan has complaints against TTP, which operates from Afghanistan and carries out attacks in Pakistan. So both sides have grievances, both have suffered from terrorism. Both have submitted lists, and both have decided not to interfere in each other's territory. I hope this ceasefire will remain in place, but I want to share a few things with you. When Imran Khan suggested negotiations, the Pakistani military establishment and their allies in government were issuing fatwas. Some were quoting verses from the Quran, others referencing ghazwas, and some were calling Imran Khan Taliban Khan, declaring him an enemy and a traitor. They said, Afghanistan is a terrorist country and our enemy. They kept repeating that they would leave no room for the facilitators of terrorists. They said these are facilitators, and we will leave no room for them. And now, they had to go and sit with those very people whom they had labeled as terrorists, whom they had called enemies. Look, when Imran Khan came to know this, when Alima Khan and others went to court and informed him, Imran Khan stood up, and not once, but almost 10 times, he repeated the phrase, engage with Afghanistan. He knew the dynamics of this region. He understood what was going on here. He knew the best way to stop the conflict was to engage the Afghan government, involve the local government, and together fight terrorism. If you continue fighting unilaterally, you will fight for another 20 years. You've already been fighting for 20 years. It's been 202 years. You could fight for another 25 years. You've carried out 14,000 small operations. You've carried out dozens of large operations, but peace still hasn't arrived. The only way to bring peace is when the entire region works towards peace, and that is impossible without Afghanistan's involvement. So now those who used to criticize Imran Khan are doing the same thing. And look, why did they have to do this? Initially, they wanted to escalate the war. They wanted to fuel the conflict with the aim that Donald Trump would take notice. They wanted to show him, look, you wanted Bagram Air Base. Look at the sacrifices we have made for you. We are killing Afghans. We are attacking. We have already started. But Trump didn't pay attention to them. He was caught up in his own problems. Later, Trump simply said, I have big issues in the United States. I will deal with Afghanistan and Pakistan later. That's when Pakistan realized that this wasn't benefiting them. They had gained nothing. They broke the glass and got no rewards. So, to avoid this, Pakistan said, let's talk to them. Imran Khan was right. Then they remembered the national interest. When personal interests didn't work out, national interests came to mind, and they finally engaged with Afghanistan, which was a good thing. This ceasefire should remain in place. Now the DG-ISPR, or Director General of the Inter-Services Public Relations, went to Peshawar for two purposes. I listened to his press conference, and the two main points that came out of it were: 1. The operation in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa should face no opposition, and 2. Sohail Afridi should not become the chief minister. DG-ISPR's stance on both fronts proved to be wrong. First, on Sohail Afridi's appointment, he sent a message that he did not accept this government. But who is he to say that? His position was wrong. He has no right to say that an elected government should not be accepted. He is a government servant and must follow the decisions of the people's representatives. As for his stance on negotiations, he was completely against them. Now, within a week, things have changed. Negotiations have happened, and Sohail Afridi has become the chief minister, and Khawaja Asif, who was the biggest opponent of negotiations, is now involved. So, they have no clear stance. They simply follow what the establishment tells them to do. I had mentioned this to you earlier this week, that the establishment has told them to follow instructions without question. Their safety is the establishment's responsibility. As for what is happening in the United States, I will share that with you soon. But there's another big development happening right now. Sohail Afridi has launched an operation. More actions are coming in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and I will update you on that in the coming days. Sohail Afridi has also called a big jirga, or tribal council. Earlier, during Ghulam Dastgir's time, a jirga was also called. But Ghulam Dastgir couldn't implement its decisions and would tone things down. They used to bring them down. Now Sohail Afridi is here, and his arrival is facing opposition. So far, he has not yet formed his cabinet. I think the establishment will have to arrange a meeting between Sohail Afridi and Imran Khan. The reason is that he is not announcing his cabinet yet, and this is putting a lot of pressure on the system. Secondly, he still needs to call a high-level peace conference, which will involve the military as well. He will have to invite them too. They will come, and the meeting will take place at the Chief Minister House. But before that, he has to meet with Imran Khan. Sohail Afridi said that the people of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa will decide their own future and their destiny. No one will be allowed to impose decisions made behind closed doors on the people. In this regard, for the establishment of peace, a large peace jirga will be held in the Khyber district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in the Tehsil of Bara, on October 25, 2025. This jirga will transcend political affiliations and will include prominent elders, tribal chiefs, and youth. The event will be organized to promote peace. Before this, a similar large jirga was organized by Manzoor Pashtun when Awami Lens's government was in power in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Several young people were martyred during the unrest, and the police had even attacked the jirga. Awami Lens himself had gone there for firefighting. But after that, no demands from that jirga were taken forward, and no action was taken. Since then, we have seen continuous operations. Now, the big test for Sohail Afridi is that if he calls a jirga, what will happen to the resolutions made there? He mentioned that elders, tribal chiefs and young people will gather at the Jirga for peace. The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government will stand with the vision of Imran Khan and the interests of the province's people, God willing. Strict security measures must be taken because enemies of peace may attempt to sabotage such efforts where the voice of the people is heard. Now, let me talk about something related to America. Donald Trump is becoming a champion on the global stage, and people are praising him all over the world, especially in countries where there is no democracy. Pay attention to this. Flattery is only happening in countries where democracy does not exist. For example, Pakistan is fully engaged in a flattery program, as is Indonesia and several Arab nations. These countries do not have true democracy, so we all know how democracy functions in those places. Currently, in Turkey, Erdogan's situation is changing drastically. In the last 5 to 8 years, Erdogan has undergone a revolutionary transformation. Today, some people see him as a dictator. We will discuss later how he suppressed opposition parties. While Erdogan has many qualities, there are also flaws that have emerged over time, especially with absolute power. The problem with absolute power is that it can lead to abnormal behavior. In America, a movement against Donald Trump began in June 2025. After his first 5 months in office, a movement started because Trump's style of governance is seen as authoritarian. There is an incident that has fueled this movement, which involves a video shared from Trump's account. In this video, he is sitting in a fighter jet, and the video is titled King Trump. As he flies the jet, the video shows waste falling from the jet onto the people below who are protesting, symbolizing a disgraceful act. In the video, Trump wears a crown, and the jet is labeled King Trump. This video, which was artificially created using AI, should not have been shared by Trump. It deeply offended many people, and Americans felt disrespected. As a result, large-scale protests erupted in 50 US states, involving around 2,600 to 2,700 cities, with some estimates saying up to 7 million people participated. This is unprecedented in American history. People are saying they do not accept Trump's reign, comparing him to a military dictatorship. Trump, however, denies being a king, even though the video showed him as such. Now, another important and concerning piece of news. Zia Tanoli, a prominent journalist I know from Express News, reported that Qadim Rizvi, the founder of the Tehreek-e-Labbaik or TLP, passed away a few years ago. Every year, on November 16th, his Urs, or death anniversary, is celebrated at his shrine. However, there are claims now that his body will be exhumed from its grave and moved out of Lahore to a distant location to avoid traffic problems. This is a disturbing development, and it is unclear whether this will happen. So, finally, a significant update on the situation regarding Israel and Palestine. There is still no ceasefire, despite some claiming credit for stopping the war. Israel's bombing of Gaza continues, and many Palestinians have been martyred. In just one day, 38 Palestinians were martyred, and 143 were injured. Despite claims of a ceasefire, violations of the agreement continue, and Israel has closed the Rafah crossing for humanitarian aid. There are also claims that there are 70,000 tons of explosives buried in Gaza, and Israel's brutality continues without interruption. The ceasefire has not yet materialized, and those who signed the agreement are not raising their voices. Pakistan should be vocal and demand accountability as the ceasefire has not been honored. Meanwhile, reports suggest that Pakistan's Prime Minister was praising Donald Trump during a recent event, which is an unusual and unprecedented move in history. That wraps up our translation of Imran Riaz Khan's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share, and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.